Hey guys, we're long overdue an update on the Kent Marine 94 litre tank. We are at 2 years and 2 months, so I just thought we'd go over a couple of things that we perhaps shouldn't have done at the start, and maybe some things that we should have done. So let's just have a look, see what we've got. You'll recognise that from the original videos. One of the first things that we added, and it's been doing fantastically. It's got really large compared to how it was. We've still got the original 2 clowns. We had 3 chromis, but we've only got 1 now. The original free tube anemone that we got from Kettering Aquatics is still doing well. It hasn't moved a little. I think it's moved just a fraction, but it seems pretty happy in that spot. I absolutely love that one. The colours, and I was going to say, one of the things that we perhaps shouldn't have put in the tank is the pulsing Xenia. The clowns absolutely love it. They live in it now. That's where they spend most of their time. You can see him sat in there. They'll both happily swim amongst it and sleep in there. So they absolutely love it. At the start we had just one tiny little piece that looked really sorry for itself. I think it was on probably one of the early videos, and it took some months before it took off. But now it's gone nuts, and it's pretty invasive. You can probably see it on the back there. It's growing on the back. Just recently, well, in fact this past week, we have had to chop out everything from this section. I've had to get in there with a pair of stainless steel scissors after wiping any grease off the hinge, and just chop out everything. You can still see a little bit of it down there. That is a new addition. That needs trimming. There's a little bit of its casing that needs trimming off with the scissors, but I was hoping it might separate. I remember having to cut a piece off of this one originally as well, so we're probably going to have to trim that up. But this we found, I think it was Maidenhead Aquatics up in Shirley. We'd popped into Shirley Aquatics, and then we popped into Maidenhead Aquatics, so just around the corner, and saw that. It's a very, very deep purple. At the time we thought it was black, but it's actually a very deep purple, and that was originally over there when we put it in a few weeks ago, but this has shifted around just a little bit, so we're just keeping a careful eye on that. We've got a feather duster who is in there. That's the original one from day one. Well, when we started adding things to the tank, that was put in. That, this, as you might remember, disappeared for a couple of weeks. We thought it died off, but suddenly it came back. We obviously have been adding more clean-up crew as we go along. We've had some of the turbo snails die off, and we've added a few more. We try and keep the glass not spotless now. We just let it build up over a few days. They seem to they're quite happy going all over the glass, eating whatever's growing on it. So we're a little bit careful to allow that to build up before we clean it. We've got a lot of these little stars around now, and I've noticed when I do clean, often these fall down. The anemones are very happy to eat those. Whether that's good for them or not, I don't know, but they're very happy to do so. That keeps the numbers down. We have had it added a mandarin. He's pretty shy. He spends most of his time around the back of the tank. He's coming out more. Ooh, just spotted a huge Aptasia. I'm going to need to get rid of that. That's touching that green mushroom toadstool, whichever way you want to call it. I have to get in there with the Aptasia X. So yeah, pulsing Xenia, yeah, I love it, but I'm not sure it's the smartest thing to put in the tank, especially a small one. So not sure we would do that on a new tank. I don't know whether you can see that. There is a huge shell. We added the crabs that we had originally were tiny, and they were all in. Well, we've just added some more blue-legged crabs, but the original ones we had were red, and I think out of the original 5 or 6 we had 3 left, and we've just added a few more, but one of them's got really big, and we've been adding larger shells over the last 2 years, and Debbie suggested putting some much bigger shells in, like the one you can, where's my finger, the one you can see there, and also the one that's, lost my finger, yeah, just there. And I said there's absolutely no way a red crab is going in there, because the shell's huge, but within a couple of days of putting the shells in there, our largest crab had transferred and is lugging that big shell around now. So yeah, seems quite happy. As you remember, we upgraded. I put a max spec razor. I'm going to lift this lid up, hopefully one-handed. Yeah, you can see it in there, a bit of salt on it. The whole lid needs undoing and stripping and cleaning. It's quite dusty. Bit of salt creep going into the LED lens. But yeah, the back there we've got that Tunzi 9004 skimmer. Bag of carbon you can see sat in the top there, and the twin heaters, still no problems with those. They're working perfectly off of the controller that's been set up to one's working permanently with a safety limit set, and the other one is off again with various safety limits set, so if this one ever fails, this one will kick in. I think it's a degree or 2 lower than that one, so yeah, that's never had to kick in. RODI top up down there, Senai web server there working perfectly. The yeah, I mean, it's all pretty much as it was a year or so ago. One of the 3, we've got 3 fans installed. Oh, it's embarrassing, look at the dust on that, I've got to clean that. I put 3 fans into the lid just to keep the max spec razor cool. We've got that one is monitoring the air temperature just above the water. That one is monitoring the light's heatsink temperature. The probe is actually in, touching the heatsink. So you can see there's a very small difference, 6 degrees. I'm not concerned about that. They would normally run a lot hotter than that, I'm sure, in the open air. Right, well, we're about 9 minutes, so I'm going to have to cut this off now, otherwise we're going to a second clip and I don't really want to do that. So yeah, the only thing I would say is I'm not sure we would put live rock in the new tank, because it's certainly introduced an awful lot of critters that we well, might not be ideal, like the bristle worms. There's loads in there now, so I'd have to think carefully. Oh, I just spotted another aptasia. I'll have to get in there later and deal with those. So yeah, pulsing xenia, not sure that's a smart idea. Live rock again, not sure. The Americans have a lot of choice over that. This is going to run out, so I'll catch you later.